doesn't have access to Acme, and so she doesn't see any of the statuses from them. And so that's all based on the permissions for the site that she has access to. And so you see a quick calendar, so you've got Veterans Day coming up this Thursday, and Zia's Christmas party is coming up on December 10th, as well as any of the tasks that might be assigned to her. So you can do review and approve workflow, and we'll show some of those in a little bit. So with that, we're going to open up the HR department. And the HR department was set up a little bit differently, as basically instead of a 2 or 3 panel, it was meant to really just have kind of the employee handbook, the items that are in it, and this is just a wiki page, so it's really easy to edit if you're given that particular role for a site. You can go through and kind of have this, this living versioned copy of what's going on. Again, we can look at all the activities that are in here, and we'll go through some of these here. So quick and easy links at Zia. This might be 7 or 8 different things. So how to log into our time tracking system, how to get to the NAS, how to get to the SVN repository, maybe another one that shows you the internal and external wikis. When we look at the blog posts, you can think of this as kind of a something that someone wants to throw out, or they were looking at a particular item and they couldn't find it. It wasn't something that someone threw up on kind of the how-to portion of the wiki, but they just I logged in as Mike Mann myself and threw this in. So it's not something that's necessarily been formalized by the HR department and they've thrown it up on the wiki, but it's just somebody else can log their information in here if they have some feedback on it. I'll show you the document library, which is a different directory structure. And again, these are loaded from kind of a template loading tool from Zia. So we give you the ability to add fresh project and then click on a loader, similar to the way that Web Content Management Quick Start loads stuff. And it will set up a kind of a standard structure. So we've got budget. Images is actually a new one that I added a little bit ago. You've got minutes, org charts, and planning. The calendar is also pretty self-explanatory. We've got Veterans Day here. If you click a new item, it will pop up a thing that you can add and extend. So you can add your own individual details in here as well for a given event. Adding links. If I add a new link here, and I'm not sure why anyone would need a default link to Google, but we'll do it as a simple example. You can tag it, use it internally if you want, which means it'll open in the same browser. And again, the data lists that we covered already are in here as well. So if I come back to the site dashboard, what you're going to see is Google and Timesheet have been thrown into this particular group. Now let me show you how easy it is to edit a wiki, just in case there's not people that know how to use Alfresco. So say we've got this and we wanted to modify it based on the library of images that are in this particular share site. This will sit up in here. Any other images that I have access to, I can just click them and drag and drop them in. It's very simple, easy to use, and obviously saves all the version history as well. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to log in as an admin. Talk a little bit about the templating process. So my view is a little bit different. And what you've got with this roll-up is, this is a project status roll-up, and this one is a project risks roll-up. So risks are things that are identified that could be a problem, and the project status is the current financial area, and then any, if you had action items or other things, you could throw them in there as well. So they'll bubble up from all the sites that I have access to. So you see the site activities, everything that's going on. You've got your profile. And the next piece is some of the sites that we've already looked at, which are Acme, HR, IT, and Loan. But there's another one in here as well. This is the PMO template, which is a template site used for creating new projects, and the department template. And so I think what we're going to do is go through and just show you a little bit of the PMO template. And again, if I go in here and I change this layout from a 2-panel to be a 3-panel, or I want to do a single screen because I really just want to limit it, there's only one thing that people need to do, and they just need to come in, check out stuff, and get a little bit of information, then that's what we do. You can remove all these elements up top, so you can really simplify this so you don't have a lot of learning for people to do. And you save that as a template, and people can create new sites from that. And you just do that by customizing the dashboard and then saving it as a given template. One of the things I want to talk about is two of the customizations that we did for this. So this PMO template site is accessible to a group identified as Fresh Project Admins. And what that allows me to do is go into a particular group and take a look. And I've got managers, the manager group, the project management group, customers, which have a consumer role, and the information technology group. And so, at ZIA, these are the groups that we care about. And it's not for real, but in this example, this is the group that we care about, and this is the roles that they have in this particular thing. So as an admin, I can come in and create a standard template that nobody else has access to, but they can create templates from it, so they can go create a given site. I'll show an example of adding an individual user as well. So we'll just say user permissions. We'll add a new item for this. And this basically is saying, we want to add Karen to this given group, and we'll put her in as a consumer, so she just has the ability to read information. So any new site that is created from this, Karen will be listed as a member in it. Document library, this is where you would change this if you're not a PMI-based software development shop. Maybe none of these make sense for you, or they all do, but execution is different. You would go through and tweak and modify these. So if we come back and show actually, one sec here. Think about go back to So if we go back to the dashboard, we'll go look at the departmental template really quick. And then we'll open this up for questions. So there's no activity in the departmental template, which makes sense. So again, if we go to the document library and we say budgets, minutes, org charts, and planning are all pretty standard, pretty straightforward. But there may be kind of a catch-all folder for media. So different assets that basically someone can go through and say, let's make sure that any images we're using in our PowerPoints can go into a media folder. And it says this is to store media and have copyright review. Hit submit. And then from there, you could go through and apply different groups, manage different rules, so things happen if you drop stuff into that, and determine who has access to it. So let me show you the data list again. go through the group and just add a new item to it. We'll add a new group to it. Let's see, we'll do manager's role are already in there. We'll add the administrators, and they'll be put in as managers. So currently, so that's a group that we've added as well. So if I come up to sites and I want to create a site, I can type this in as the accounting department. Accounting. And from here, I can have the choice to make this a template site, which will create it as a new template site. I can go from the project management template site or from the one that we just modified, which is the departmental template. And I'll click private so that this is no longer discoverable. And I'll show you a little bit about what we changed. So the area that we changed that should be easy to show is the media folder. Has been added to all new sites. So it doesn't retroactively fix any of the department sites that exist, but it's an easy way to collaboratively edit. So what I hope to show you today is a way for you to see how you can have a single point of entry into your organization. You can see all the projects that you care about at a given role within the company. You can look and see all the different site activity that exist here as well. You can have things like a shameless plug for Zia, or you could do Remember the Milk if you use that as a task-based management sort of thing. You have quick access to the different sites that you've got. You can favorite documents. You can have documents that you're editing or you modified. One more thing, actually, if I look at the sample status report, I can assign a workflow task to this. So this is an Excel-based project status report. So some clients of ours need a paper copy as well, or something more tangible than just a series of kind of living data lists. So we'll send this one to Karen Client Collab. There's no due date. Actually, we'll just say, please review and see if this will work for us. And we'll assign. And that will create a task on Karen's task list, which actually are on my dashboard. Sorry. And again, that's not Zia functionality. That's Alfresco. But down here in the My Tasks section, which is a widget I actually don't have identified right now because I'm not logged in as Karen, I would see any of my items that are waiting for me to review and approve, and then you just click those. They take you to the particular section. You can look at the document and say done or accept. So again, to wrap up, what I wanted to do is just kind of finish on a screen that will give you my contact information, and we can have any questions that people may have can be recorded at a later time. So if you have any questions, please contact us at sales or Mike at ziaconsulting.com. We'd be happy to answer these for you. And please check our homepage to see more information. You can get access about Fresh Start, our scan and capture devices, our mobile content management applications, or any of the other buzz that's going on around Zia. So thank you for your time, and I appreciate it.